Well, the Oilers win it in convincing fashion over the Vegas Golden Knights. They take the season series as well. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Oil Stream postgame show, live on location at Hudson's in West Edmonton Mall. Tom Gazzola with you alongside YouTube Trev, holding things down back at the EST HQ. Matt Kassian, our game analyst, will be joining us shortly to break it all down as the Oilers make it a lovely Wednesday night and make it 101 points on the season. They do it without Connor McDavid. They get scoring by committee. Start to finish, they were out front of the Golden Knights and had themselves a lovely little evening to kick off a 4-game homestand. Let us know your thoughts. As always, hit us up via the inbox, 780-218-9999. And then, of course, the nasty chat. I'm watching it on my phone, so I'll take a look at what's going on in the nasty chat. Maybe Cass will yell at you in the nasty chat. We shall see as the night progresses. The Oilers, big winners over the Vegas Golden Knights. Let's begin, as always, with the scoring summary and game stats from this one. In the first period, 9:37 in, Cody Ceci, just like everyone predicted, banking it in off of Alec Martinez at 9:37. Give Ceci 4 on the year. Ryan McLeod and Darnell Nurse, the helpers on the icebreaker in this one. 1-0 Oil after one. In the second period, Matthias Ekholm, he is just an absolute Viking going into beast mode, especially of late, picking up his game. He said, hey, it's not about making a statement tonight, is what he told me. He said it's about the process. Well, the process tonight was good, Mr. Viking. His 11th of the year from Ryan McLeod and Corey Perry. Clapper at 5:38, 2-0 Oil in the second period. Then Zach Hyman would make it 3-zip before the end of the period. Actually, a couple minutes later after the Ekholm goal at 8:06. With the wrister, Hyman give him 53. Nugent Hopkins, the assist. Draisaitl, the secondary assist. 3-zip Edmonton after 2 in the final frame. On the power play, 2-man advantage. Leon Draisaitl on a nice feed from Ryan Nugent Hopkins. We kind of wondered, how's Nugent Hopkins going to do more of the McDavid role on the power play? Well, on the 5-on-3 there, it worked really nicely. He gets it across Royal Road, as Sean Bell likes to call it, and Draisaitl absolutely buries it at 6:50 to make it 4-0 Edmonton. Zach Hyman, the secondary assist there. However, the Oilers would a minute later give up a shorty to Keegan Colasar. Noah Hannafin, a nice seam pass to Colasar, who's streaking through. He gets by, I believe it was Darnell Nurse, and then he tucks it home past Stuart Skinner to break the shutout bid and bring the Golden Knights closer to the Oil. Makes the margin 3 instead of 4. William Karlsson, the secondary assist. However, Edmonton would add to the lead at 9:56, so 2 minutes and 6 seconds later. Dylan Holloway, recently recalled, feeling good, playing well, had a hat trick on Saturday against the Calgary Wranglers down in Bakersfield, and he tucks one in, a misplay by Aiden Hill, his 4th unassisted at 9:56. Shots on goal in this one, 26-20 in favor of the Oilers. Face-offs, the Golden Knights slightly edge Edmonton, 59 to 49.1%. Edmonton's power play goes 1 for 3. The PK didn't have to go to work at all tonight. Power play gave up a shorty, though, so we need to keep that in mind, so it ends up even. Hits, 48 for Vegas, 35 for Edmonton. Block shots, 19 for the Oil, 13 for the Golden Knights. Giveaways, 16 Vegas, 8 Edmonton. Takeaways, 10 Edmonton, 8 Golden Knights. And the Oilers ultimately walk away with a convincing 5-1 win. And Edmonton now finds itself with a 48-24-5 record. That's good for 101 points. Still a few back of the Vancouver Canucks with time running out. Edmonton 3 points back at 101 to Vancouver's 104. The Oil, with a game in hand, now have themselves a 3-game winning streak. And we'll see the Oilers and Canucks Longhorns Saturday night as this homestand continues. Of course, before that game on Saturday, we do have the Friday game. The last time probably you'll ever get to see the Arizona Coyotes in town. And actually, fittingly, I don't know if this is fitting. I was thinking about it earlier today. If the Coyotes are moving to Salt Lake, which it looks like the wheels are in motion, bad pun, I apologize. Their last game as the Coyotes or Arizona Coyotes would be against Edmonton next week on the 17th. So we'll see and keep tabs on that. Obviously, the boys will talk about it on the morning show. We'll talk about it on the hangout. Guys on Two Guys and a Goalie will talk about it. But all that news, Saravalli, LeBrun, all the insiders, Friedman, talking about the fact that it looks like the Coyotes are off to Salt Lake. I don't think anybody's really that surprised. There you go. So, Edmonton, the big 5-1 win. Let's talk about it. Text us 780-218-9999. Before we get to Matt Kassian, who'll be joining us shortly, let's go to YouTube. Trev, how you doing tonight, pal? What'd you think of that game?
Doing good, Tommy. Yeah, it was a solid game. It was another one I could kind of just sit back and relax, and I was able to make my way down to Hudson's, which was awesome. Got to chat with a few of the nasties, which is always a pleasure. It really is. So yeah, it was solid, Tommy. We're gonna talk about it. I'm really excited to hear what Cass has to say about Holloway. I thought the third line looked great defensively. The team looked really sound, and I see the question pondering in the nasty chat: do the Oilers even need 97 in the lineup? Tonight they didn't, and it's everyone kind of stepped up to the occasion. I liked a lot. They really showed up, Tommy. It was a pretty sound game from offensively, defensively. They all chipped in. It was solid. So Holloway, he's been playing with a lot of confidence down in Baco, and we kind of talked about that in the pregame show, and it looks like it carried on to the NHL here. So absolutely love his play. The Oilers most definitely have a player in Dylan Holloway. It's only a matter of time, and I'm huge on Holloway. I really am. So it's exciting. It was a good win against a very good team, depending on who you ask. But yeah, it was solid. Good performance by the Oil, and I expected nothing less.
A banged up Golden Knights team. We do need to keep that in mind. Oilers, obviously, without the best player in the world, keep that in mind from an Oilers standpoint. And so ultimately, the Oilers get the win. And Vegas, to me, I'm going to give Edmonton credit for the way it played tonight. 100%. Took control of the game, didn't look back, composed, made the right plays, pulling together in the same direction. All those things that I think most people were looking for, considering McDavid was out. So credit where credit is due, and I think in that regard, 100%. Now, this wasn't the Golden Knights. There's no Mark Stone, no Pietrangelo, no Chandler Stevenson. And that is something that's definitely notable. But you're not going to take away from the Oilers' win. So we'll see if these teams lock horns in the postseason. Healthier Vegas Golden Knights, healthy Oilers, obviously, with McDavid, who rested up, did not play tonight. It should still be a good matchup. But that's a feel-good win for the Edmonton Oilers, and they are not going to deny that whatsoever. Okay, let's dip into the text line, 780-218-9999. I see the nasty chat. Penner's Pancakes. I don't know what the answer is to that question. I'll leave it for now. Let's go into the inbox, 780-218-9999. All right, here we go. Let's kick it off with Mike in Thunder Bay, who says, Connor McWho, never heard of him. Imagine you could add the best player in the league to this Oilers team. That team would be unstoppable. It's unstoppable, if only. Mike in Thunder Bay. Rip City Step says, never doubted them. The other text says, the Oilers did it. They recreated him in the aggregate. Hashtag money puck. Norman at Combine calling out the wave with 5 minutes left. Game well in hand. All good. And it says, Matt, great full 60 minutes tonight with McDavid out. Thought Holloway fantastic, if not the best forward in the game. Vegas defense left a lot to be desired and looked like a shell of themselves last year. Great to beat this team and their $98 million cap hit. Hashtag golden frauds. That one from Matt, letting it be known how he feels about Vegas and the way it handles its LTIR. Dirty Curdy chiming in. Dirty Curdy says, wave approved statement game, sans Connor. Vegas looks soulless. Oilers in full control all game, perhaps overpressed early. However, opportunistic. And how good was it to see the kids score? Played the fast, hard, and made an impact type of game. Deserves to stay in the lineup. Would prefer a way to get Ryan back in this depth, which is luxury. Viking with another right proper pillaging to Valhalla. How does Knobs not get Jack Adams votes? That's from Dirty Curdy. And then last one from Calgary. Glenn says, evening, Jets. I thought Hollywood is a factor tonight with his speed. He makes that third line way more dangerous. So who would come out to make room for him when McDavid is back? Calgary, Glenn, I'm glad you asked that. Let's get Matt Kassian, our game analyst, in here, because this was a conversation that we had on the pregame show if you didn't tune in. And, hey, credit to Dylan Holloway, Cass. This is what we were looking for from Dylan Holloway, but we talked about it on the pregame show. We're not anointing him, giving him a spot in this 12-man forward unit, even in the 13-man just yet. And there's a reason why. But let's start with the good. His play, stepping up, continuing with the confidence he built down in Bakersfield. Picks up a nice goal on individual effort. What did you make of the way Holloway played? What stood out to you? And then, Calgary, Glenn talking about, hey, who moves out of the lineup for him? We have to keep in mind this is one game. And we don't think, you and I'm speaking for both of us here, if I'm out of line, let me know.
You're always
We
out
don't
of
think
line.
that Holloway is going to be a regular.
You're always out of line.
Yeah.
I don't think he's probably not going to be a regular, and that's just based on the roster that's here. That's based on the roster that's here. But he had a really good game tonight. Played really well. Very, very well. Biggest thing I liked about his game tonight, his feet were always moving. Like he skated very well. Feet was always moving. I just wonder if having a veteran guy like Perry on the line just kind of brings it out of him a little bit too. Now, also the first game back, he was probably pretty fired up. A lot of adrenaline. McDavid's out of the lineup, and the team as a whole played very well. And I think that probably brought the best out of Dylan Holloway as well. But Tommy, I liked how he moved his feet through the neutral zone. Liked how he moved his feet in the offensive zone. Didn't make any big mistakes defensively. No big grade A turnovers. No huge challenges there. So all around, just a great game from Dylan Holloway. Now, before we go and we anoint him our new first line center, which some people might be wanting to do, it was one game.
Right.
It was one game. So I'm not sure. And we talked about this before. I don't know who you take out if he forces the issue so much that you have to. Like Brown, maybe. Janmark, maybe. Like who else are you going to take out? Because you're not necessarily wanting him to play center if you're wanting to play on the third line. And there's not really anyone else to come out. And further to that, who's dropping down when McDavid comes back in out of that top six, and where are you going to play them? Are you moving from the top six to the fourth line? So it's just the number of bodies. It's going to be difficult for him to stay in the line.
Oh, we lost Cass. We'll get him back shortly here. So I think it's safe to say we like what we saw from Dylan Holloway collectively. That's very encouraging. Good for him. Confidence boost, certainly. But Cass said it. It's one game. I think that makes it easier to keep McDavid out for Friday. Maybe even Saturday. I don't know. I know McDavid probably would want to play Friday, even though it's the Arizona Coyotes. Probably definitely wants to play against Vancouver to kind of atone for how badly Vancouver mopped the floor with the Oilers earlier this season. But if you're getting this type of performance from Holloway, I think it's a little bit of an easier pill to swallow that you can let McDavid rest, get that lower body injury healed up, and then you could see Holloway maybe put together a few good games. But I'm with Cass. I don't think that Holloway, after a good game tonight, all of a sudden is forcing anyone out of the lineup when McDavid comes back. But let's see what happens on Friday. He's probably playing on Friday. Maybe he gets Saturday, depending on what McDavid's situation is. Let's see what he does there. Game by game, day by day, but this is super encouraging. And like I said as well on the pregame show, his top end, his potential is better than Carrick. It's better than Ryan and Janmark. We fully acknowledge that, but he needs to realize that at the HL level consistently, and that's something that's still a work in progress. Today, though, fantastic sign. All right, Cass, unmute yourself. Get your mic audio instead of your camera audio on, and it cut up when you were finishing up your your diatribe on Dylan Holloway there.
Well, Dylan Holloway hacked me.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Dylan
That is.
hacked me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Basically, Tom, there's no one you can really easily move down from the top 6 when McDavid comes back that Holloway's going to replace. So he's either on the 4th line, getting less minutes, not playing with Perry, not playing with McLeod, having to either center his own line or drive the line, and you're taking out a penalty killer. So there's just too many bodies. But, hey, it gives you some great confidence, as you just mentioned, to have an extra body for the playoffs, to have someone that can step in. They hopefully can just continue to build some of that confidence down the stretch here. Because I think he'll play a bunch of the games depending on how fast McDavid comes back. And as you also mentioned, which I think is just a great point, Tom, it helps you look at your lineup and go, okay, we still have a chance at first in the division without McDavid in the lineup. We play like that. Yeah, we can beat the Canucks. We can beat Arizona. We can make a stab at this. So I think it helps with the McDavid situation, giving him some time, and it gives you some options if you do need them, even though Holloway probably isn't going to be option number 1.
All right, Cass. So we're talking about this 5-1 win night. The Oilers, start to finish, played way better than the Golden Knights. We'll fully acknowledge that. As a whole, given the roster that these two teams iced, where do you put this win? How do you categorize it? Is it a huge win? Is it a statement game? And I know, both teams were reluctant to say this is a statement game today prior to the start during the morning eight availabilities when we were interviewing them earlier today.
Yeah, well, they said it wasn't a statement game, and it was just with the process, is what Ekholm said, and Cassidy was talking about how basically the same thing. It's a process game, and it's not a statement game. And Tommy, that was a little bit of a statement game. I thought it was going to be, and it was for the Edmonton Oilers, and that they were just pretty dominant. I mean, you only give up 20 shots. Now, it wasn't perfect. They gave up too many breakaways. Didn't like that. But as a whole, especially in the defensive zone, they were pretty solid defensively in the defensive zone today. Didn't give up a ton of grade A chances, and generated way more than that. So it was, it was a good game. I think just given this season on a whole, what they have done against the Vegas Golden Knights, I think it was a statement game. I feel like it was, Tommy. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of laid the boots to them and give the Golden Knights too much. Outside, like you said, a few leaky spots. Now, Ekholm talked about the process, and I'm assuming that's something that he wants to see cleaned up in these last 5 games of the year. Not how concerning is what we saw. I mean, the Golden Knights are still a good hockey team, veteran-laden, Stanley Cup pedigree, all that. But what little things do you think Chris Knobloch, outside of allowing some of those seam passes to get through, will look at and say, like, good job, guys. We're going to give you 110% credit for what you did good. Turned out to be a very good night. But this, and this is something that we should focus in on for the next week or so. What are those 1, 2, 3 things that Chris Knobloch and the coaching staff will be pointing out?
Yeah, I think from the defensive side, it's still defensemen. I think being cautious isn't the right word. Being aware of where your forwards are, and that's where the breakaways kind of bit them. The one Darnell Nurse gets caught in deep in zone, not knowing, and forwards not recognizing. So I think recognizing high danger still more again on the defense side of backing up your partner when he's too low and knowing what's in front of you, counting your numbers, making sure that everything's staying in front of you. That would be one. Number 2, there's not. They didn't have any. There's not a lot today, Tommy. When you're pulling from this one that was bad. Like I thought they did a good job of helping clear out second chances around the net. Like when Skinner made the save or that went off a body and the puck was sitting around the net, they did a good job of clearing the puck. I thought they did a good job of not taking penalties. Trying to think of something that's really negative from today, or not even negative, but just constructive.
I don't want to be negative or anything. I'm just saying,
constructive, not negative.
Good job, but
constructive. Yeah, would just really be that, Tommy. That's really the only one I have. And I'm sure there's going to be little system situations, it's positional situations where they're going to look at a few different clips and say, hey, this guy should have been over here. Again, I think you're going to look at the defense a few times and say, hey, you got caught up ice. Hey, you got to make sure bodies are in front of you. Hey, your partner's below the tops of the circles here in the offensive zone. You got to back him up. And for forwards, you have to recognize that too and make sure that you're backing them up as well. Like that to me is going to be the big thing. But beyond that, they were pretty solid. They were, for the most part, solid on rush chances against. Again, I think, and you pointed it out, maybe you're talking a little bit about the seam play still, making sure your sticks are in the right lanes, walking through that a little bit again, just trying to eliminate a few or the few high danger chances that you did give up. But Tommy, I mean, it's I think pretty nitpicky at this one to sit and to go like, oh, there's going to be too much constructive that they're going to do. I think more what they're probably going to do, and what I would do if I was Knobloch, would be you're going to be pulling the good stuff and you're going to be pointing that out and talking about why the good stuff was good. You're going to talk about, why some of the pressure that they applied on the forecheck was very good. You're going to talk about defensively, some of the checking that they did, keeping sticks down, not getting it up around guys' hands, collapsing down on the net when it was necessary, having good position in front of the net, their own net, because I thought they did that. I thought the defense did a pretty good job of that. Again, winning those battles, you're going to show those clips and say, hey, this is what it looks like when we're doing it well, and we did it well. So if anything, your breakdowns are going to be, these are the positive things. This is why it was positive. Let's continue to do this and do more of it because it's what makes us successful.
780-218-9999. Tom Gazzola, Matt Kassian with you. I'm live on location. Hudson's West Edmonton Mall on Bourbon Street. Staff here. Great food specials. Obviously, Wing Wednesday, and then a $6 house pints as well. They do have 6 o'clock lager in can form if you want to come down and have one. And if you catch me before the end of the show, I've got some GCs remaining that I can dish out. Nice to see the Nasties come out tonight. Who is here? Norna Combine, Tracy, Brody, Corey B, Jay and Andrea, First Prostate, as well as Gavin and Tyler. And it's just a good overall YouTube trip too. So big thank you to everybody out here at Hudson's West Edmonton Mall. And we always have a good time. We will have our final listener party on April 18th. And that should be good. That's going to be the White Ave location. All right, Cass, do you want to read a couple of texts? I'm dealing with some connection issues. So if you want to rattle off a couple of text casts, and then I'll reconnect and get everything sorted out here.
Yeah, we'll go. We can dip into the nasty chat here. Emma Terry's in said, I wish we had video of Connor McDavid watching this game. I don't. He probably just sat there and watched it, or just got treatment. So there wasn't too much going on from him, I don't think. But yeah, always nice to see Connor McDavid observing a game. Probably would be a little bit more boring than the game in and of itself. Let's see what else we got in here. Got to get up to something. There's just I didn't even have to hang in there that long. There's not even that many comments on the actual game in the nasty chat coming in, Tommy. There's just it sounds like a lot of excitement. With that, there were a few comments about you being filmed with a toaster, so it's a good thing we got you. You got you sorted. You look good now.
I know.
Mike Smith is in with a comment. Does CC have more goals than Kulak? Well, CC's trade value has got to be huge right now, so trade him immediately. The value is high, and people. That. I mean, yeah. Actually, what's funny, Tommy, just on Cody CC, I haven't seen many complaints about him the last 2 weeks.
True.
People are generally looking for something to complain about. He's usually the first one they go to. Darnell Nurse as well. But he's played too well. I thought actually another solid game. And I know it's a lucky bounce on the goal. You put a puck to the net. But I thought even outside of that, I thought Cody Ceci had a strong game today. I thought he moved the puck quite well. There was a couple situations where he's under some pressure and he took 2 or 3 steps and zipped the puck and got it out of danger. So a solid game from him tonight. So all the people that are like, oh, he should be a healthy scratch can just continue to can it like they have, because no one's really been saying that.
It's funny when things are going good and the lack of complaints come in. Anyway, we enjoy the
step jumps in. Sorry to interrupt, but his Rip City Step just jumped in the nasty chat and said, Dusty, I'll say Tom, and I'll say most of the texters and nasty chatters as well have not mentioned Troy Stetcher in a little bit. So there you go.
Ooh, interesting. Yes. Sean adds Connor McHugh. Jeff from GP says, huge win, let's go. Ontario Mom says, that was the most responsible game I have seen the Oilers play all year. Top to bottom, no penalties. Mark adds, nice win for the Oil. Just wondering, is Keith Gretzky traveling with the team now? That's from Mark. I have not seen Keith here yet, Mark. I was at the rink all day today till I had to come here for pre and post, and I believe he's still down in Bakersfield. But if that changes, I'll mention it. Let's go to Hampton. Steve texts in, says, evening, Tommy. Solid win by the Oilers against a depleted Vegas lineup. Having home ice clinched for the first round, at least, is key, given the great home record this season. And speaking of that great home record this season, Cass, that was the 6th straight win at home for the Oilers. They improved to 27-8-3. Where do you come out on home ice in general, and then home ice in the postseason? Because I know there's some people that don't think it is the be-all, end-all, and I know that there's others that think it is a monster advantage. Where do you come out on that?
Tommy, I don't know if you can hear me, but your audio cut out on my end. So I'm going to figure out what happened here. I can hear you on the stream if I go to the stream, but I could not hear anything you just said. So you might have to carry it for a minute while we sort this out.
Cass, you there?
I am here now. Yes. I don't know if I think I'm here. I hope I'm here. Try saying something again.
All right. I was just reading this text, and I was asking about home ice advantage in the playoffs. Where do you come out on it? How important is it? How crucial? Or are you someone that doesn't think that it's the be-all, end-all? Because I know some people believe it is, and I know that others don't.
It's not the be all end all. It doesn't automatically mean you're going to win a series, but I think there's advantages to it. And I think in the case of the Edmonton Oilers, as we've seen the last 2 months, they've played really, really well at home. I think they're 10-1 in their last 11 games at home, I believe. So they've been very strong. The power play, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but it's been better at home. They've just played cleaner at home. And so I think it does give you an advantage. You do get a little bit of an advantage with the line matchups. Again, not the be-all, end-all, but it does help. And I think just the confidence building of knowing that you're starting a series off at home, knowing that you have home ice advantage, I think that's important. So it's not the be-all, end-all. It doesn't automatically mean you win, but hey, it's nice to have, and it's nice to have mentally. So hey, I'm all for it. I mean, if you can take first in the division and make sure lock down that home ice for the first couple rounds, hey, more power to them. Knock yourselves out. Let's go for it. But it's also not it's not the only thing that factors into a series, Tommy, but it is a thing.
It is definitely a thing. All right, I got a text that came in from Swifty. Swifty says, Knights played like you take shots, Tom. Poorly. Well played, Swifty. Well played. Cards text says, fellas, St. Louis is right on Vegas' tail. What are your thoughts on the unthinkable from Cards? Cass, Golden Knights, a lot of the talk around the team with their media was, hey, even in the team, we haven't clinched anything yet. What do you think it's like in that Golden Knight locker room right now where, like it's brought up, St. Louis, although at the Golden Knights do a game in hand on the Blues, kind of right there.
Yeah, they're right there. Now, a lot of things still have to go right. St. Louis pretty much has to win out. Vegas, I don't want to say they lose out. I think they have to go if St. Louis wins out, Vegas has to split their last 4. I believe that's the math. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to say they're nervous at this point, but I don't think they're looking at it and saying, "Hey, we've locked this thing up." And I think after the game tonight, and probably going to be some hard conversations for them. Now they do play at home the last 4 games of the season. Like they're at home the rest of the way here. This was the last road trip of the regular season for the Vegas Golden Knights. But Tommy, I mean, you got to be puckering a little bit in that locker room. Not a lot. You're a team that won a Stanley Cup. And there's a lot of the bodies that are still there. So you're not freaking out, but you have to be like, okay, like we got to lock this thing down here and we got to play well. You know, they've dropped a few games here recently, and St. Louis has been making a push. So I again, like, puckering a little bit, not all the way nervous. You're not freaking out, but the Golden Knights, hey, it's not locked in yet. I think they'll do it. I'm not nervous for them yet at this point. But yeah, hey, it's not quite a done deal yet for the Vegas Golden Knights.
They are kind of finding themselves to be in a place of limbo. We'll see how they manage in their final 4 games this season. As for the Oilers, all good, 101 in terms of points, 48th victory of the season, did it without Connor McDavid, got goals by committee, which is important, and then a big night from Dylan Holloway, which a lot of people are highly encouraged, as they should be, and we are not taking anything away from the young man, but saying he's going to be thrust into a top 9, top 12 role, or just regular role in the lineup for the next couple of weeks and into the playoffs. But you like to see this. You like to see guys push. And Holloway certainly doing that. I know there's been some people have looked at Holloway and say he's not turning into a consistent NHL player. I don't think he's going to be able to score. I don't think he's going to be this. I don't think he's that. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. And I think today was one of those bright spots where you can go, all right, it's starting to work. And him going down to the minors, that bad of a situation. He got confidence. He's been playing well. Translated up here, at least for tonight. Let's see how he continues to progress. Makes it easier to keep McDavid out of the lineup as he heals his lower body injury. So a lot of good coming out of this one, and specifically from Dylan Holloway's performance. Let's go to Shaggy in Sabre. It says, Eureka! Even more complete performance than against the Avs, and even more impressive without McDavid. I know it is only one game, but the Oilers played more focused, almost no mistakes, except one on the Vegas shorthanded goal. Sometimes if the team uses McDavid as a crutch and the team plays less focused and don't work as hard and defer to McDavid, if they keep tonight's mindset when McDavid is back, they should be very hard to in the playoffs. Also, when does Major pay for the he lost regarding over-under number of goals by Hyman, 52.5 with 5 games to spare? Great question about Gager. He answer that tomorrow when he's in for the hangout and 2 guys goalie. But Shaggy and Sabre brings up a good point, Cass. Using McDavid as a crutch. Where do you think this team's at when it comes to doing that? Using McDavid as a crutch. Also, can this team bring that type of performance that we witnessed today with McDavid incorporated into the lineup?
Of course they can. We've seen them do it where they've played games like that with McDavid in the lineup. I don't think they necessarily lean on him as a crutch, but there is something, and we see this happen with other teams. And I think there's a natural part to it where it's like,
yes,
there's an expectation that at times McDavid will be the one that get us going. And, McDavid will be the one to carry us. And that's natural to happen because he's the best player in the world. Now your job, or part of your job as a team and as a player that's not named Connor McDavid, is to, regardless of if he's in the lineup or not, to go out and try to make a difference. Now, not do it by doing something you shouldn't, but go out and playing to your role, playing to your strengths, doing what you do well to the best of your abilities. And I think it can at times, especially over a long season, you can at times get into that habit of saying, McDavid's just going to carry us. Oh, he's going to get one tonight. He's going to get an assist tonight. He's going to get a goal tonight. He's going to create something for us tonight. Then when he's in the lineup, it can be a good reminder of like, hey, we can actually play hockey too. We can actually contribute too. We have the ability to have an impact too. So there can be a positive thing about that. And again, I think they're fully capable, both regular season and playoffs, of playing that same way with him there. So now that's going to be the responsibility of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and Darnell Nurse and Zach Hyman and Corey Perry and Adam Henrique and everybody else in the lineup up and down to bring that type of game. But they fully have the capacity to do it, Tommy.
I sure as hope so. And if, like Shaggy and St. Albert said, they could play that type of hockey without McDavid, add him in and play that same type of hockey, look out, my goodness. That'd be a team that I would be very, very concerned about in postseason if I was any opposition team, and certainly their fan bases. All right. Cass, it is the Arizona Coyotes, soon to be Salt Lake City, whatever. Likely making final visit to Edmonton under that banner. As a Coyote franchise, with all the news that we had today, it's not in a good direction for the Coyotes. This is a team that's faltering. This is a team that's playing right now in where are they? They're in Vancouver right now, and they're leading 1-0 over the Canucks 10 minutes into the second. But if you're the Oilers, how do you look at this game against the Coyotes on Friday night?
Just take care of business. Take care of business. I think you are looking a little bit. You've pretty much solidified second place right now. So you're looking at this going, we still have a chance to get first in the division. The bigger game, obviously, is a game against Vancouver. But you're looking at going, we got to go back to this being a statement game, and Ekholm's comment about wanting to have a process and wanting to just stick with the process regardless of what the situation is. That needs to be the focus against the Arizona Coyotes, because similar to the other day, when you beat a really good team, the tendency can be to take that deep breath and to not necessarily be fully complacent, but have a little bit of complacency creep into your game where you just expect it's going to happen. So, especially heading into a back-to-back where the tendency would also be to look forward to Saturday night and the Vancouver Canucks and look past the Arizona Coyotes. So you have to focus up. You have to just mentally get yourself to a place where you are not just expecting to go out into play, but you're just doing the little things in order to go out to continue to prepare yourself to get ready for the playoffs. And that's really what every game is now, is just, every game you need to have the mindset of, this is to prepare me for the playoffs. I need to do things that are going to help me hone my game and progress my game and just iron out any kinks that are in it to be ready for when the games really start to count.
No bad habits, Cass. I feel like that might be something we talk about on Changers on Friday. We'll see how the Oilers manage against the interesting Arizona Coyotes team. And to those that have a Coyotes Kachina jersey, a Coyotes anything jersey, maybe you have a Matt Kassian preseason 2016-17
number 15
Arizona Coyotes jersey. Number 15. There's a couple of photos. You had a scraps, obviously, in that preseason. Well, you better support your team because it might be the last time under that banner. And we'll see what happens on Friday night if, like Cass said, the Oilers can play the right way, continue the success, and minimize bad habit creeping in. Cass, great work as all day today, my friend. Great to see the arena for the pregame skates. We'll talk to you on Friday.
Sounds good, buddy. I look forward to it.
That is game analyst Matt Kassian. Help us break down the Oilers' 5-1 victory over the Vegas Golden Knights. Give Edmonton 101 points on the season. Give Stuart Skinner his 35th win of the season. Edmonton 27-8-3 on home ice. That is a 6-game winning streak at Rogers Place as they continue to roll. Keep those texts coming in, 780-218-9999. And Tom Gazzola live on location. Hudson's Bourbon Street at West Edmonton Mall. YouTube Trev holding things down back at EST HQ. Nasty Chat doing its thing. Everybody be nice to everybody in there. I saw people getting a little snooty and snippy. Be good. It's only Wednesday. Take care of each other. Also, portions of this hour brought to you by 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Listen to Dusty with Uke and McCord every morning, and then tune into Jess Jackson on your way home from work every afternoon. I'm going to read off a couple of texts, then we're going to go back inside the Oilers locker room, and then we'll go to YouTube Trev for a little bit. All right, let's go to this one. Atif says, guys, I'll give up my glasses so Connor McDavid can be healthy and they can be clean. From Atif, also adds, great win for the Oilers. Shows that they can win against Vegas without Connor McDavid. Hopefully Connor will be back on Friday. Jasmine texting in says, it was awesome seeing McDavid after the Hollywood Holloway interview. Great leadership. Another text coming in says, boys, what a great game all around. How are we feeling about Viney? He looked a bit shaky, and I think that was supposed to be Vinny. Not perfect. Not the fleetest of foot. if they need to make a switch, they can go to Troy Stetcher. But as for right now, faith in Vincent Desharnais, but I don't know how long the leash is. I think the coaching staff wants to instill confidence in him. It's pretty clear that Troy Stetcher is the 7D man, and if things do get bad, they have an option in Troy Stetcher. All right, YouTube Trev, do you want to go inside the Oilers locker room now? And if so, who do we want to hear from first?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been talking about him at length tonight. He got a goal, and he was a +3. Let's go to Hollywood. Holloway.
Statement and get noticed early for the coach?
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to step in and do something, so I tried to throw a hit there. Just try to play fast, play physical. He told me in practice yesterday he just wants me to use my speed, so just trying to do that as much as I can.
What'd you see on that goal there? You kind of took him by surprise going behind the net.
Yeah, I don't think the goalie saw me. I kind of got lucky. I was thinking to myself, I was like, "There's no way he's leaving it," and then it got left perfectly there for me. So that was huge. That's definitely a good bounce for me, and I was pretty excited about that one.
What does it mean to you to come up here and in your first game make an impact the way you did? Because I imagine when you had to go down, there was probably some frustration, and you had to work your way through some of that, and to have this tonight.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely some emotion when I got sent down. I try to use it as an opportunity to just focus on my game, try and get as good as I can, focus on the little things that they want me to work on. And then, when I got called up, I was pretty excited and just try to implement the things that I was working on in Bakersfield into my game today.
What were some of those things that you worked on in Bakersfield specifically?
Big thing was defensive play, just being reliable in the D zone. And then another big thing is puck protection. Sometimes when I get the puck in the corners, I try and face the guy and expose the puck a little bit. But a big thing was just to kind of use my body as kind of a shield and hold on to pucks in the corners.
You see the value when you were here, you were scrapping and clawing, doing your best for minutes. But the value in going there and playing as much as you did over the stretch that you did, you see the value in that?
Yeah, I think in the long run it helped me develop a little bit. Just playing in all opportunities, playing lots of minutes every night was definitely big for me, definitely big to get my touches and my confidence up, so I was feeling pretty good.
When McDavid is not in the lineup, I guess, how does that resonate throughout the rest of the team? What do you guys have to do to try and fill the void?
Yeah, obviously it's a big piece of our team missing, but we got a lot of other guys that can contribute, and I think a big thing for us is kind of rally around that. Obviously we prefer him in the lineup, but we need to kind of step up as a team when he's not. So
to be able to put a performance like this without him, I guess, what does that mean for the team?
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge for us. It's huge for our confidence, and I think it makes us excited for when he does come back. So.
Okay, looks like we're having some technical issues. I'm going to quickly, let's go to Corey Perry. I have him lined up as well. Let's go to Corey Perry right now.
Your team seemed to have that game in control all the way.
That was a solid, complete game for us. And coming off the other night, we didn't have our A game, but we found a way to win. But I thought tonight, playing a really good hockey team, we put all 60 minutes together, and you can see what kind of team we are when we do that.
Since you've come here, and even before, they've been really good at home. Have you noticed just how much more dominant you guys have been at home compared to on the road? Not that you've been bad on the road, but at home, really dominant.
Yeah, you got to take care of your home ice. That's first and foremost. And on the road, it's a different game plan. But at home, we've put some solid games together lately, and we're going to have to continue to do that.
What do you like better, 5 goals for on a date when you didn't have McDavid, or 20 shots against?
You know what? I'll take both. You can start with the defensive side of it. When you're only giving up 20 shots, how many grade A's is that then? It's so that just gives a testament to everybody's buying into the system, buying into what we had to do to play without our best player and one of the best players in the world. So. And look at what on the other side, we scored 5 when we did it.
When he on his first shift, throws a hit, Dylan on his first shift there, just up from the minors. Maybe just a thought on the energy level and what he added.
Oh, it's great to see. A guy coming back up, and we as a line had played together a little bit before he went down, and that's his game. He's in on the forecheck. He's strong. He's quick. And he's on pucks, and he did that all night tonight for us.
When McDavid is out of the lineup, how does that resonate to the group? Does everyone have to pull up their socks a little bit?
Absolutely. the best player in the world.
Yeah.
So it's not easy, but I thought everybody that played tonight did a great job, and we played collectively, and that's what you have to do.
This is kind of a statement game because you played a really good team. They need points, and you guys came out and dominated that team without your best player.
I wouldn't say statement game. It was just the way we wanted to play. Just hard, physical, defense first, and it turns into offense.
Where you seem to roll four lines a bit more than typical, and I wonder if that was kind of the best kind of four-line game you guys have played this year.
It's probably up there. I mean, you look at that game, you look at the Colorado game we had a couple days ago. Those are solid games that we put together. So it's when we can roll four, you see what kind of team we are, and that's the exciting part about this right now.
All right, there was Corey Perry talking to the media following Edmonton's 5-1 victory. Not a statement game, says Corey Perry. And I can appreciate that, but it was an opportunity. And that's why I asked it earlier in the day. Could this be a statement game? And you know what? Considering the amount of injuries on one side, Vegas is obviously, and then Edmonton being without Connor McDavid, I understand where the players are coming at us in response to that question. But I think that regardless if you think of it as a statement game or not, I think people around the league, I think fans of the game who are watching the Oilers, seeing if the Golden Knights are going to make it in, are going, boy, that's a huge win for the Oilers the way they handled it. So 5-1, statement game or not, Edmonton gets a convincing victory. And now, like we said earlier, the Golden Knights in a bit of limbo with a few games remaining. All right, YouTube, Trev, do we have more audio to get to? We have Zach Hyman, don't we?
Yes, we do. Let's go to him now. He got his 54th on the season this year. Let's go to Zach Hyman.
How did that resonate to the team, and what do you guys have to do? What'd you have to do to kind of fill that void?
Yeah, I think when you're missing the best player in the world, you don't try to replace him. I think everybody just, as a group, collectively has to step up and play better. And I thought collectively it was one of our better games of the season, just everybody on the same page. And then I thought Holler, who came in the lineup, was fantastic. Just him and Clouder and pairs were probably our best line, and they were skating and making plays. So, when a guy like Connor's out, guys got to step up, and I thought they did.
Seems to be a much quicker team today. Do you feel that? You guys just on pucks quicker on them a lot?
Yeah, it's amazing when you're connected how much faster you look as a team. When you're not thinking, you just have five guys on the same page. The game just seems easier and it looks faster from the outside. So I just thought we were a connected group today.
When a player like Holloway has good things happening like they did tonight, maybe the difference for him often is confidence. Just coming up from the American League, having a night like this, and how good can that be for that player?
I mean, for the player, but for the team too. I think the key with Dylan is he's an unbelievable skater. So if he's skating, there aren't many guys who can keep up. He's really, really, really talented skater. So I thought it was on display all night, and I think for him individually, a great confidence booster. His first game, in the NHL in a while. He was in the American League for a little bit there, and obviously made a huge impact. So great for him, and then for our team, to have a player like that come in and make a huge impact against a team like Vegas, I think it's awesome.
Thoughts on how Ekholm our big goal tonight? It seems like everything he touches is going in the net. Just thoughts on him?
I mean, phenomenal. I think just the past month, been one of the best D-men in the league. I don't think that's I think that's pretty much what he's been. He's been unbelievable for a while here now. So I think a guy who's actually underrated. If you talk about best defenseman in the league, his name doesn't come up, but two-way, you can't ask for a better two-way defender. One of the hardest guys to play against. I played against him when he was in Nashville, and never fun to play against him. And then offensively, obviously, him and Bush have really found chemistry and really able to make plays, and he's been really, really good.
You had an impressive performance against Colorado, a good game in Calgary. This one now, do you feel like this team is really kind of, hitting their peak at the right time going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think you want to play your best going into the playoffs. I think you want to play in games that matter leading up to playoffs and meaningful games. And I thought our game against Colorado was really good. Our game against Calgary was not as good, and then I thought our game tonight was really, really good too. So 3 wins. I thought 2 of the 3 were really good, outings for us, and we have 5 more here in a short amount of time. So we got to continue it and feel good going into the playoffs.
What bodes better for this team than 5 goals? Hitting into the playoffs, 5 goals with O'Connor on the ice, or 20 shots against a team like this?
Both. I think they go hand in hand. I think the less time the other team has the puck, you're going to have the puck more and you'll have more opportunities, right? So I just think it comes down to playing a connected game, and I know I'm using that word a lot, but that's what it felt like. It's just some games when you're out there, it just feels like everybody's on the same page, and then you can make a lot of plays and you can frustrate the other team. So I felt like that was the case tonight.
You guys seem to really roll 4 lines. Do you feel like it was your best 4-line performance?
Mm-hmm. For sure. I think game full helps. We didn't have a penalty, which speaks to how well we were checking. I think we were using our sticks well, and we didn't play in the D zone much, so we didn't. There wasn't too many opportunities to get called for a penalty, and then when there's less penalties, you're able to get into a rhythm on the bench, and everybody can feel a part of the game right away and not be sitting around for periods of time. So I think that that's a great, obviously, 4-line performance, and I thought we were good.
Vegas' ability to do that last year really seemed to be a difference in that series. Does this kind of bode well potentially for the playoffs? Big performances like this.
Yep.
That forward line kind of game.
Yep. We'll be getting Connor back, and that can only help. So that bodes well for us, obviously. And they had guys who were out too. So, but yeah, with regards to if we can roll 4 lines like that, I think we'll be in good shape.
All right, there was Zach Hyman, and lots of good things to say. Picking up his 53rd goal of the season in this one. Hyman finishes up the evening with a goal and an assist, +1, 4 shots, 3 hits, 19:03 time on ice for the Oilers winger, who's absolutely crushing it this season. A year to remember for number 18 in orange and blue. All right, YouTube Trev, we're going to get to a little bit of business before we move into Chris Knobloch's availability. And that means we go on to the big save of the game presented by Chris Boyle, business owner, tax saver. Chris Boyle strategically works with both businesses and families with strategic planning and risk management, like a goalie protecting the net, shielding your paycheck from unforeseen events like illness or hospitalization, and ensuring your family's financial stability in the face of unexpected circumstances. For a chance to win playoff tickets, scan the QR code in the corner of your screen if you're watching. And if you're listening, visit christopherboyle.net/postgame show to enter to win tickets to a playoff game. All right, YouTube Trev, who is our Chris Boyle big save of the game, or who has the big save of the game from tonight's action?
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Tommy. It's going to Stuart Skinner tonight. All things considered, he had a pretty great night. He was pretty sound, good rebound control throughout the whole game. Just keeping a keen eye on all the saves that he was doing. There's really only one crazy big save that he had to make, and that was 15 minutes coming into the second period. You got good old newly acquired Anthony Mantha coming down the wing. It was a breakaway, and he made it look super easy. It was the Anthony Mantha, he's a pretty solid player, and he just took control. It was a nice save, good, no rebound, no nothing. He just took it all in, and so it's going to be Stuart Skinner, and it's going to be his big save that he made on Anthony Mantha, the breakaway save. So good for you, and solid save.
Nicely done, YouTube Trev. I'm going to give myself credit and maybe say I deserve a little bit for the big save of the game, because I think I might have figured out what the hell was going on with the connection here. And it seems to be coming in and humming along nicely. Is this better?
Yeah, honestly.
I'm not a tech guy. I never have been. I learn. I try to listen and observe whenever Matthew Iwanek is explaining things. Whenever I'm on location at a new place, I try to observe, think of possibilities. I think I changed some stuff up, tried some stuff, and I think I got it. I think I figured it out.
Yeah, I
it
mean,
looks like it's coming in clean.
Knock on wood, but this is tremendous, Tommy. Then don't kid yourself. You're good. What are you talking about? You're tech savvy, but this is
No, I'm
good,
not.
man. This is super. It's coming through real clear. So yeah, just and sorry to everyone, the nasties, for the little bit of trouble that we were having there, but this is good. This is really solid. So Attaboy, Tommy.
Well, thank you. We are at the mercy of technology, and even at the old station, whenever we were on location somewhere, if we did not have a good connection, we were not broadcasting at all. So we did plow through it, and big thank you to everyone who was patient and dealt with it. Hopefully on the audio side it was okay for those listening, but on the video side, I know it looked like someone said I was in 2007 dial-up mode, and while Cass was humming at like HD 2024 style. So I get it. I feel like I figured it out. Knock on wood. All right, let's go inside the Oilers locker room one more time and hear from head coach Chris Knobloch.
Question from Cam Tate. Just wants to know kind of your overarching thoughts on Dylan Holloway's night, what you like best about his night.
I thought there was lots like. The biggest thing, or the biggest reason why we put him in the lineup was speed, physicality, and maybe provides a little bit of offense. And I think he did all those things tonight. But starts with his first shift, in on the forward check, finishes check on the defenseman, and knocks him over. You know, he still got the speed to come back and get back in position defensively. You know, he made a lot of good plays tonight. You know, their line was +3. He got a goal. So, you know, I was very happy with the way he played.
Any night that you score 5 goals is a good night offensively, but you also limited the Vegas Golden Knights to just 20 shots on goal. So just thoughts on your team's defensive prowess tonight.
Yeah, no, I think it was a pretty good game. You look at the score, you think it's pretty lopsided, all in our favor. And, you know, I don't believe it was a 5-1 game. I do believe that we were the better team tonight, but I don't think it was as lopsided as it was. You know, Stu made some key saves, especially the one, the breakaway in the end of the second period. You know, we got some lucky bounces. The first goal, you know, off, I think both Vegas's defenders. But overall, yes, I did like how we defended, and not only defending and not giving up much for chances, but also being able to check as well as we did without going to the penalty box.
Yeah, and Zach Hyman said that Mattias Ekholm is one of the most underrated defensemen in the league, one of the best in the league. Scores another big one tonight to get career high in goals. Just some more thoughts on how he performed tonight.
He's been so good for us, offensively, defensively, on the penalty kill, power play. Yeah, we've been very happy, and also providing a lot of physicality. You know, you want your team to have some edge and be difficult to play against, especially from the back end, and he provides that.
Chris, you really seemed to roll 4 lines tonight. Was that the kind of the intention with Connor out of the lineup, or was it more of a byproduct of how few penalties there were in this game?
Definitely the fact that we weren't in the penalty box, or neither were they very much. It's a lot easier to roll 4 lines, and everyone's playing quite, the ice time's pretty even. But also from the coach's standpoint, everyone was playing pretty well, that we could have those lines rolling over, and we had a little bit of line matching, but not very much.
To the end of that, the fact that everyone was playing well, I mean, one of the keys of that series last year between these two teams was Vegas's ability to use 4 lines. Does a performance like this tonight really kind of set the standard and bode well for you guys heading into the playoffs?
Well, usually when you think about the ability to play 4 lines, it's usually your 4th line that you're not being able to throw out there. But yeah, I've been so happy with our 4th line, and whoever's been out there. We've had Carrick out there, Derek Ryan. You know, we've mixed it up a little bit, but mostly 3 of those 4 guys have been out there on a regular basis, and they've been able to hold their own and actually spend more time in the offensive zone and giving up very little. So, you know, been very happy with it. And yes, they were good again tonight.
Chris, with McDavid out of the lineup, how does that kind of resonate around the room, and what does everyone else have to do to try and fill that void?
You know, with every team that I've coached, when you're missing a star player or one of your better players, everyone needs to step up. And they also are excited about the opportunity. You know, there's 20 minutes or 23 minutes that's going to be available for for taking. And, they get excited and they know they have to step up. And everyone just seems a little more focused on their game because, you're missing somebody that's going to be helping you. So you're missing a key player to help you have success. Everyone's just got to step up their game a little bit.
Do you expect him back in the lineup Friday, or is this something that you're still going to evaluate?
He's day-to-day. So, he's day-to-day. I think it's we're very optimistic that he can play Friday, but we also have to consider that we are heading into a back-to-back. So it'll be, we'll find out Friday.
When you have a line that performs the way the McLeod, Perry, Holloway line did, does that leave a coach wanting to see more of that? And are you open to the idea that if, this line continues clicking, that maybe the window is open there for a guy like Holloway?
Absolutely. He's, he played a really good game. He played, what we expected. We, know that what he's about, and we've never been upset with him. We just felt, we got so many good players, and he can continue playing and developing his game. And I think down in Bakersfield, he's worked really hard and added some elements to his game, the confidence of scoring goals. And, absolutely. We're very open to the fact that they could be back together on Friday.
What do you recall?
All right, that was Chris Knobloch following his team's 5-1 victory over the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll see if they can continue this momentum into Friday. I don't see why they couldn't against the Arizona Coyotes, who, by the way, are in action in Vancouver tonight. The score in Van 2-1 Coyotes after 2. Maybe the news about Salt Lake and potentially moving in the offseason has inspired them. Others score to pass along your way. Only 3 games on the schedule tonight. St. Louis getting the better of Chicago in St. Louis by a score of 5-2. So you had a 5-1 Oilers win over the Golden Knights, 5-2 Blues win over the Hawks, and then you've got the Coyotes up 2-1 on the Canucks at Rogers Arena. 780-218-9999. I've got a bunch of texts I want to get to. I think our connection is nice and steady. Oh, yeah, it looks nice and clear. Man, that was stressing me out. Thanks for sticking with us, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate it. Before we get to text, let's do this. It's going to be the Damon Bunting Remax Elite Player of the Game. Damon Bunting, consistent top-producing realtor in Greater Edmonton and among Western Canadian Remax realtors. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven. He understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. YouTube Trev. Without further ado, take it away, sir.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Tommy. I don't think there's really any surprise tonight, Nasties, as far as I'm concerned. Dylan Holloway was the best Oiler tonight, and he is getting the Damon Bunting Player of the Game. He got 1 goal. It was kind of a sneaky goal. Came out of nowhere, surprised the goalie. It was good to see, but he was +3. 2 shots on goal. He kind of provides on levels, or on all levels. Like, he's a physical player. He's fast. He's got a heavy shot, and that's kind of the scouting report as to why they drafted him 14th overall back in 2020. So you're starting to see that more and more, and I expect to see it more down the road. I really do believe. I'm a huge believer in Dylan Holloway. I think he's absolutely going to be an NHLer, and you're starting to see those like the little every now and then, and you saw it in preseason, right? He's got those like glimpses of brilliance where you're just like blown away. Like he's got some NHL caliber plays that he's doing, and I think down the road he's going to be more confident, and you kind of saw that tonight. So Dylan Holloway, absolute stud. I think Oilers fans should be really, really happy to have a player like him, a prospect, if you will. He's kind of borderline prospect, but he's going to be a significant piece for the Oilers down the road. And yeah, it was on full display tonight. So Dylan Holloway, number 55 from Bragg Creek, good Alberta boy. He is the Damon Bunting Player of the Game. At a B.
Nicely done, YouTube Trev. Dylan Holloway, the Damon Bunting Remax Elite Player of the Game. All right, a few texts to wrap things up. Let's go to this one from no name on it. Hashtag Cupbound has been coming in quite a bit. Says Edmonton has more depth than many years past. Like Ekholm said in pregame, this is perfect for the team to play without McDavid to let others step up with more minutes. It's a win-win from hashtag Cupbound. Donnie M says, hey, TG, I know you're a Phoenix golf guy. Looking forward to the Masters. Who are your top 4 picks and long shots? Thanks, Tawny M and his Casa golfer. I don't know. I always root for the Canadians. I want to see Nick Taylor do good, Adam Hadwin do good. I have a soft spot for, oh man, I wouldn't mind seeing Rory win, to be honest with you. I like Jordan Spieth. Like, I like a lot of the personable guys. And then long shots, let's go with all the live guys minus Brooks. How about that? And John Rahm. Although John Rahm, I don't know what to make of it, because he was speaking so eloquently about the PGA, defending it, why it was special, why it was a cut above, and then he takes a jump. I know he accepted, it's reported $350 million, but Donnie M, I want the Canadian guys to perform well, whoever's in the field, and then I have a few favorites that I enjoy, and a lot of it has to do with what I've seen in media and heard from other people that have interviewed these guys. So, but I don't get too much into the nitty gritty of the PGA. I just watch from a distance, if you will. Let's go to Shanzi. He says, hey, boys, I was at tonight's game. That was probably one of the best complete games I've seen in quite some time from these Edmonton Oilers. And even more responsibility from the fans. Some people tried starting the wave at 3-0, and nobody was having it. Fast forward to 5-1, and all of a sudden, the entire building is doing the wave. It was a beautiful thing to see. I noticed the wave with 5 minutes left, Shanzi. I like it. I like how everybody collectively has figured it out. Nicely done. This one from the Sask River Pirate says, YTT with the save while Tommy's giving out those sweet GCs to everybody. Yes, I handed out a good chunk of GCs, and YouTube Trev is quickly becoming excellent at handling situations on the fly. Well done, YouTube Trev, and I like that Sask River Pirate is giving you some love and appreciation. I will follow that up and echo it tenfold. Sask River Pirate, YouTube Trev, kicking butt, taking names, no holds bar. Love it. Fergie's Prostate, who came down tonight to Hudson's Bourbon Street, where we're at right now, said the seagulls fly upside down over Salt Lake because there's nothing there worth crapping on. Damn it, Fergie, you know what? You are unbelievably... I'm kidding, Fergie. I love it. I just wanted to use that blankety blank thing. All right, YouTube Travs, let's get to some final thoughts from tonight. The Oilers 5-1 winners over the Golden Knights, taking on the Arizona Coyotes on Friday. Vancouver Canucks on Saturday. Don't look past the Coyotes. Trev, what are you looking for, pal, going into this weekend?
A few cool things that I cannot wait for. I'm actually going to be going to the game with someone I grew up watching, Tom Gazzola. So it's going to be sweet. He's taking me. He's going to be showing me the ropes, like everyone has been here at EST. But it's going to be pretty cool. I've waited my whole life for something like that, and I'm not going to take it for granted. It's going to be really cool, and so that is going to be awesome. Despite the game, honestly, like that night, here's hoping the Oilers, they show up. But it's going to be a really cool experience for Vancouver. I cannot wait on Saturday. But as for the Desert Dogs, this might be one of the last times the Oilers ever play them. It's crazy speculations going on right now. You can't take them lightly, and you're seeing it right now with the Vancouver Canucks. Maybe they are. They do have some sneaky good players. Shane Doan's kid come up, and he's actually just lighting it up. They've got some pretty good players. Logan Cooley, you can't take him lightly. So I think as far as a roster standpoint, not an organization standpoint, there are some things that you like to see. So yeah, you can't take them lightly. I love what I've seen from the lineup tonight. I don't think you rush having Connor McDavid come into the lineup when you have the performance from everyone that showed up today. So that's my opinion. It should be a good game. I'm expecting it. But like I said, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you're in the playoffs. Do you really want to be giving 110% to a team that's really not contending? If you lose, I wouldn't be too upset if you know what I mean. So that's my thoughts, Tommy. I cannot wait, but it's going to be an awesome next few days here, and it's forever grateful. I cannot wait, buddy.
It's going to be a fun Saturday and a busy Saturday. We do have Hello Hockey that morning, 10 o'clock here on EST. You can also catch it on Sportsnet 960 in Calgary, Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver. But before we get to Saturdays, action and job responsibilities. We do have a game to cover on Friday, Oilers and Coyotes, as Arizona comes to the town for likely the final time ever under the Arizona Coyotes banner. If you didn't catch the news today, it looks like they're well on their way to Salt Lake City, but who knows? It's not a done deal, but the quickly evolving tone and verbiage and choice of commentary from the National Hockey League, I'm talking within the last 12 hours, the way it's changed in regard to this situation, especially what Bill Daly said, is a bit of a tell that this thing is well on its way to happening. And this Ryan Smith, owner of the Utah Jazz, is not shy about his intentions getting an NHL team in Salt Lake City. He is a hockey fan, has been for the entire majority of his life, and has a plan in place and the means to make it happen. Plus, it looks like that they're going to develop the land in downtown Salt Lake City. The Jazz do need a new facility, and you want to make it multi-purpose. They're well on their way. So, Arizona Coyotes maybe coming to Edmonton for the last time. The Oilers will play the Coyotes next Wednesday in Arizona. That is the Coyotes' final game of the season, maybe their final game as the Arizona Coyotes. So we'll see how this continues to evolve and develop. The insiders absolutely all over it, Trev. I'm excited to have you with me at the game on Saturday. It's going to be cool. I kind of forgot. I was like, I didn't forget that we were doing it, but I kind of forgot. I'm like, I'm going to have to show Trev this and introduce him to this, and this. And it reminded me of my first go at Rexall Place.
No, talk about a cliffhanger. I think Tommy might connect here, but if not, let's see what I do want to give a quick shout out to Materi, or however you pronounce that name. He's giving me wicked props, and a lot of people in the nasty chat are giving me props tonight. So that is awesome. But I think I might hear Tommy here. No, I don't think we do. So you know what? I think we'll just we'll leave it at that. But talk about a wicked cliffhanger from yours true, Tom Gazzola. So I'm going to cue the music, guys, and just want to say all the nasties, you have been absolutely crushing it. Today we reached 500 likes on the morning show, the Nielsen show, and I'll be producing that in the morning. So definitely tune in for that. Oh, Tommy's looking to join right now, and let's see if I stalled it enough by the time he is back. Looks. Wait. There he is. Tommy, you're back.
Am I actually back? Yeah, I'm back. Where did it cut out there?
You were talking about your first game at Rexall Place. As soon as you mentioned it, and then it cut off. So sorry about that. Continue.
No, all good. I'm sorry. Evidently, I didn't fix everything. So, looking forward to that. Reminds me when Gene showed me the ropes back in the day, 17 years ago. I guess I get to do that with young YouTube Trev. So very excited to do that. But Trev, good job filling in, tap dancing as we work out the kinks. Hopefully we get it all sorted out for the postseason. That'll do it for the Oil Stream postgame show from Hudson's on Bourbon Street at West Edmonton Mall. Big thank you to everybody who tuned in, whether it was on iHeartRadio, TuneIn, or our EdmontonSportsTalk.com audio stream. And to those who watched us on YouTube, huge thank you as always. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. For YouTube Trev and Matt Kassian, I'm Tom Gazzola saying have a great night. Talk to you on Friday.